said I would bring Nacho Arimany back after I'd had a chance to actually experience the Arimany method. And I have to tell you guys, it was absolutely life-changing. If you're having trouble getting restorative sleep, with cognitive dissonance, stress, just feeling overwhelmed, just one session with Nacho gave me this sense of just relief and this ability to just totally be in the moment. So I wanted to bring Nacho back to talk more about his move here to Los Angeles. He's actually here in the Los Angeles area and available with a lot of amazing things going on that he's going to share with you today. We're going to talk more about how you can use 432 hertz music to not just eliminate stress in your life, but to help heal a lot of the issues that we're all dealing with that are stress related. And he's going to talk more about the Arimany method. And he's going to have a special treat with his amazing harp that he brought. And he played a little bit last time, and I really want him to do that in the second segment. And Nacho, welcome. You've got an amazing, interesting looking little instrument if you want to hold it up to the camera.
It's like a kalimba.
Okay.
And it's one of the most beautiful instruments that I use to support my voice, and also to use to calm down a lot of kids with autism, to calm down a lot of people that is really over the place with the mind. The alliance of the wood and the metal in such a simple and small instrument is really powerful. So I want to share.
What's the name of it again?
It's called kalimba. Kalimba. It's come from West African traditions. Okay. And I want to play a little bit just to see how what is the natural resonance of this instrument.
It has the quality of those little music boxes that I used to play as a child. So I can see why that would be very soothing for autistic children.
Yeah, it's really incredible because it's such a gentle sound.
Yes.
But triggers a lot because it has this high frequency sound of the metal, and then in alliance with the warmth of the wood, creates this body and mind alignment, and it's like. So you can be really in an environment that has a lot of noise, and you will focus on this.
Yeah, I found myself doing that. Yeah. And, I think that what you're doing with the 430 to Hertz music is so important because right now, particularly, we're being bombarded with so many frequencies. You know, the electromagnetic frequencies are disturbing our nervous system. We've got all of these heavy metals that are being sprayed in the sky that are affecting our brain. And I think most people find themselves on overload. And for me, music, like that kind of soothing music, has always been a way for me to calm down.
It is really important like that to get back to the body, the natural resonance. What is the sound of the elements that I want to introduce? The kalimba, it has the wood, it has the metal in alliance, and how that affects the body and affects the brain, and bring us into this inner balance.
Yeah.
Also, when we combine those sounds with the specific rhythms, the elemental rhythms that we will talk later, that is the basis of the Arimany method, how that helps the whole system to get back into homeostasis, to get back into this rhythm and this architecture of nature where flow is the essence, where flow is the main goal and the principle. So there's no fight to get into a state of well-being because we are always flowing.
Yeah, and I think we have so many things that block the flow. It feels like that kind of music clears the aura, you know, because it's almost like a sound bath, you know, the same way that water like clears you and cleanses
That's really
you.
interesting because when we're going to talk later on about the Arimany method, exactly what the voice is, what I feel and I envision the voice is this cleansing water that is coming from inside of you, coming from your inside system and coming out of you, cleansing your inside and cleansing also your outside, cleansing what is your electromagnetic field.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting that you take this analogy about sound being water that is cleansing, because I feel that it is, you know, I feel that, and the most powerful healing and transformation and cleansing sound is the human voice.
Well, you know, I wanted you definitely to go on into the Arimany method, but very quickly, your background started out as voice, singing, right?
Yeah, that's really interesting because
Your voice is an instrument itself.
Oh yeah, but I was kind of denying that when I was a kid, because when I was from age 6 to age 13, I was a soloist. I was a singer. I was a soloist of a choir, the most important choir in Madrid and maybe in Spain, and I was featuring the solo parts of the kids in operas and big pieces.
So it was so easy for you. It was sort of a natural gift.
It was easy to sing, but guess what? I really always remember that I had trouble with rhythm.
Interesting.
Really interesting. I was always looking to the conductor to say, where is my one?
Okay.
And I was always freaking out. I was in the premiere of the National Auditorium of Spain singing with Montserrat Caballé, this opera diva, and the Kings of Spain. I mean, and I was always wanting to know where is my one.
Yeah.
So I didn't have clear where were the cycles in which I have to breathe. So of course my voice was supposed to be a gift.
Sure.
But I was not in control, you know? As a kid, you learn a lot what you need to do, and you do it, you know? But it's really interesting that I have to do 20 years of percussion
to find that.
To really understand what a rhythm means and what a cycle means. And then in that cycle is the breath, and with that breath, then the voice get released.
You know what's interesting is it's all about the breath. You know, the breath of life. When we lose our breath, life is gone. You know, so I think. Well, let me ask you: do you think that the issue you had might have had something to do with the fact that at that time they were doing 440 hertz, and it's easier for you to find your breath or your rhythm in 432? I'm just asking. Could that have thrown you off?
Well, I don't think that was the main issue. The main issue is like, and it's interesting because in formal education, in classical music, because at that time I was studying piano too, and solfeggio, They teach you rhythm, but in a really abstract way.
Okay.
Really,
not intuitively.
really mathematically, like
Yeah.
so solfeggio is one of the most amazing abstractions.
Yeah.
And when you are 6 years old and you have to understand time
Yeah.
signature and
Yeah.
time divisions, it's pure mathematics.
Yes, it is.
And I was so overwhelmed about that.
Of course.
So that my process was like, I really have to get that back, just learn the songs
and feel it.
and feel it,
Yeah.
and being exposed with amazing sounds of an orchestra.
Becoming one with it.
Yeah, become one. And then the interesting thing is, like, I really, in a way, like, resist that process because
Yeah.
it was too much to be as a kid with so much responsibility and being
Yeah.
on these soloists and not having a foundation,
Yeah.
not feeling my temple, not feeling that I'm grounded
Right.
enough to be able to hold the sound of the orchestra, the soloist,
Yeah.
because I have not understanding of rhythm.
Yeah.
So intuitively, I completely abandoned. I faked that my voice was changing.
Okay.
I faked that, even I was the #1 soloist, because my body was thriving into sports, into movement,
Okay.
and into rhythm. And 2 years later, I started my journey with rhythm,
Okay.
and took me, but traditional rhythms, which means that
Yeah.
the rhythm is provided for the community to dance,
Yes.
for the community to experience power and strength, so we can celebrate together.
Yes.
So we can go through the challenges of daily life, feeling that container that
Yeah.
rhythm is, and feeling that strength. So that was my journey.
And you know, rhythm is so natural and intuitive. You know, like when babies hear music, you'll see, like at the Americana, they'll have bands, and then people will be afraid to get out and dance on the grass. The little babies will get out there, and you'll see them. They find the beat. You know, they just naturally are doing what you were saying. They're trying to find the rhythm. And so don't you think that that's what we've been missing is, you know, we're out of sync with the natural rhythm of sleep, the natural rhythm of life. And so maybe that's what you're doing with your music, trying to bring us back into harmony with the rhythms of nature and the rhythms of life.
Because also most of the music that we listen right now are in 4/4, in
Right.
cycles of 4.
Uh-huh.
And what I've been discovering is like a cycle of 4/4 in our brain that is binary, that we have two brain hemispheres,
Right.
and we have a binary system. When we create a pulse and we create a cycle of 4, guess what happened in the cycle? If we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Always the 1 is one side.
Always the one is
The
what?
1 is in one side of the body.
Okay.
You see? In a position of the 5, for example,
But now the 432 hertz, it's not 4/4, it's what?
432 thirds is the tuning.
Okay.
And when I'm talking about 4/4 is the time signature.
Okay.
How we divide pulse into cycles.
Okay.
It's before creating the sound is really important. We create the temple for the sound. We
Okay.
create the space where sound was going to happen, where
Okay.
breath is going to happen,
Okay.
where the voice or the instrument is going to resonate. And that is going to condition it completely, the experience of sound inside of you and the shapes that the sound are going to make.
Sharing some of his incredibly soothing and healing music. He's got his bowl here where he's clearing the energy in the studios of CRN, and then he's going to play this harp for us. tuned to what frequency?
It's 432.
432?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
It's an F, but it's slightly lower, so that's why it creates all these overtones that are like resonant, that you really feel it.
Okay.
Right? So, yeah.
All right.
So you want to try
So
that?
this is an antique harp?
An antique?
Yeah.
It's a replica of a 1700 Boston harp.
Okay.
So, yeah. And I really order it for the program in time.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So I'm just going to, as I always love, is to kind of improvise and let the instrument speak to me and see where it goes.
All right.
Right.
You're listening to Nacho Arimany. After commercial break, we're going to be coming back. He will be sharing more of what he's doing here in Los Angeles with the classes where he is teaching the Arimany method and how you can utilize this incredible technology and music to give your voice confidence, to remove stress, and to heal a lot of the physical problems that we are dealing with. You're listening with more of Nacho Arimany with the Arimany method. We're going to be sharing how you can get in touch with him and take some of his classes and begin the inner and outer healing process. Okay, what was the name of that instrument again?
Kalimba.
The kalimba. It's very magical sounding.
Yeah.
Okay, so I understand you now have a studio where you're teaching in Hollywood.
Well, I'm starting to collaborate with this place called La Maida. It's
Lamaida?
Yeah, Maida. and we're gonna do start a workshop on October 8th.
Okay,
We're gonna
that's very soon.
Very soon. So, and we really want to try to get something going on there.
Okay, so where is it in Hollywood?
It's North Hollywood.
North Hollywood.
Yes,
okay.
North Hollywood, and it's in the street is I have it here.
Well, we're going to
11159 Lameda Street.
Oh, we call it Lameda.
Lameda, yeah.
Yeah, I used to live in North Hollywood.
Yeah,
Lameda
and also
Street.
I also in Topanga Canyon. There is a studio at Corazon.
Okay.
That also in this area in Woodland Hills.
So are you going to be teaching both places?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so you'll be able to take personal classes with Nacho Arimany in Woodland Hills and North Hollywood.
Topanga,
So what we'll do, Nacho, is you'll give me the addresses, and then we'll actually post it on your website and your Facebook.
Beautiful.
So his Facebook page is Nacho Arimany. Spell your last name?
Arimany is Arimany.
Arimany. And the website is the same, Nacho Arimany, arimany.com. And then I will post it on my Facebook page so that you can experience this technology. As I said earlier, I was very privileged to be able to get a one-on-one session with him. Took almost an hour because he was teaching several of us. And the effects are profound. But what I will say is that, a lot of us think that we can do a one-stop process. And it was so amazing. That night I got the best sleep that I can remember ever having. Woke up, there's a difference between restorative sleep, where it restores and rebalances all of your organs, and, just sleeping and then waking up and you're not refreshed. You're still tired and you're like, oh my God, I got to get up. Well, after I did the technique, I woke up and I was energized and energetic, and it was, as if everything had cleared, and I was in balance, and the whole day was just pretty amazing. I wasn't dealing, my brain was clear. I wasn't dealing with the sense of overwhelm with all of the things that I normally am overwhelmed with, and it lasted throughout the evening. The next morning, I was still feeling really good and energized, but then I realized by the end of the second day that, I probably should have gotten up, today and done it again. So what I learned from that is that it is a practice, and so you will need to do it every day. And Nacho informs me that he has developed like a 5-minute protocol and a 15-minute protocol and a half-hour protocol. So why don't you tell the audience a little more about how they can integrate it, the method, and how they can integrate it.
First of all, just to understand what the method is the method is a combination of movement and vocal exercises and breathing exercises that try to put you in sync with what is called the harmonic pattern of growth and evolution, the golden ratio, which is the ratio of growth of all living matter and the ratio of growth of the human being, and also how our cells and our DNA is made. So how we do that is like how we can do that we do it like with breathing exercises and with rhythm and with movement. So engaging the brain, the inner ear and the vestibular system with rhythms and with movement and breathing exercises, actually we create this architecture in the brain, and this architecture in the body that creates space. First of all, create space. So what I love to describe the method is like it really activates and shifts inner space and outer space. Shift inner space because you create that temple and that structure, that foundation for your voice, that water we were saying before, that healing water to come out. When that water and that voice of yours come out, that's energy. That's energy that is flowing from inside to outside, and it's flowing in a certain direction and a certain movement. That what happens is that actually, you said before, it really clears out your electromagnetic field. So it's not just a technique that is pursuing like your true voice for singing or for acting. is a technique and a method that is really creating transformation from inside. You said out before, from inside to outside, and every organ through the vibration of your voice and through all the exercises that are voice based are getting that impact of that sound, and that impact is creating transformation inside a space that has a particular and a specific architecture, which is the architecture of nature.
Well, what I noticed, because I have a tendency, my left side tends to be weaker than my right side, and even like when I'm salsa dancing, it's easier for me to do the moves that are on the right side than on the left side. And so I noticed that the moves do require coordination, and in the process of me doing the moves, I could feel myself getting more coordinated and more balanced.
Exactly. It is brain gym. I mean, now I'm developing this movement, like from here I can stand that. It's like this movement. Being from the source, from the temple position, here. So you are really mirroring the both sides of your body, and the most hemisphere doing the same thing, and then also crossing midline.
Yeah.
So it's a brain exercise that helps you to create these neural pathways and these new avenues for you to learn fast, and at the same time to be balanced. So it's really a multi-dimensional technique and experience. Of course, at the end, if you are a singer, I just remember, and I have a text through Facebook, like I worked with 2 years ago in Arizona with a young girl that was at the studio, and she was freaking out at the studio. She was recording, and I just put her into the movements,
Right.
and just center her.
And it gets you out of your head.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And gets you inside in your body and in touch with your heart, and from that place you are able to sing and really project your voice with full resonance. And that's natural, and that's why nature grows without pushing. That's why I love this definition of the golden ratio, the harmonic pattern of growth and evolution. So if we bring that pattern inside our brain and inside our body, what we are doing is expanding and in diversity, but without pushing, in a natural way. And our voice is the most powerful sound. It's not the voice of the other on you. It's your own voice coming from inside, transforming you inside and then transforming you outside.
Well, I felt the power of it. And what I also felt was, normally when you dance, you're self-conscious initially. And then I found that as you're caught up in coordinating everything and in the movements, you lose this sense of ego, this sense of, am I doing it right? You just kind of flow with it. And the sound, it was like 5 of us in there. The sound was amazing, when we were doing it together.
It is amazing. And now what I'm practicing more and more, I'm trying to define what is the Arimany method, how I can define that. It's like, wow.
Well, what I saw is that you took you created your own by using the best of a lot of ancient wisdom and technology. Like I saw the mudras, the mantras, the Tai Chi, the yoga, the, whirling dervish. I mean, I felt Rumi. It's like, the best of all of East and West.
It's amazing because it's by playing a lot of years and working with kids and people in these rhythms, in 5 basically, which are inside of the golden ratio. It's interesting how then, as I'm telling you, we expand.
Yeah.
I expand, and knowledge and information came to me in a really particular way, and this sequence came to me. Of course, we access information from the source,
we're tapping in.
and then we are tapping to the best of the best. Yeah. So I'm so honored to receive these movements right now that are really being created right now in this age of time, so people can really access it, and it's like really fast you get into that place.
I think so.
So it's really what I'm trying to define is how I can define it. It's like,
Well, I see it as this is your gift to humanity, and it's a gift that is vital and necessary at this critical juncture, you know, where a lot of light is entering the planet, and we're, you know, a lot of us are having trouble processing it. And so what I feel with the method, you're able to process more of the light, and a lot of us are struggling with that.
because what we need is a container.
Yes.
What we need is a great container that
Our
is
bodies are
stable,
changing, yeah.
exactly, to really access to that light, to that energy that is coming in and is coming from within. So that's why the most important exercise of the method is the first one, is creating the temple.
Yeah.
And it's a physical exercise. It's a workout. It's like you create the temple.
It is a workout.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So the amazing thing is like, you create that structure in your body, and then you feel it. Now you are at the temple, and it's like, wow. And it's a feeling that you have to do it. It's hard to describe, but it's the feeling of being really centered, being really focused, and calm at the same time, like a cathedral.
But also energized.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's calming but energizing, and I felt the grounding. You know, you feel totally grounded, and I like the fact that you do it. You have to do it barefooted.
Yeah,
know,
because that connects you to the ground,
the
connects you to the vibration of the earth. So it's like is what is our foundation, that is source here. So it's like what you say about also energizing, because I didn't expect that by creating, but then by doing the movement, what happens is like we are creating energy, free energy, which I think is really remarkable.
And you can feel it in the room. The whole room felt energized and cleared.
And that's why for me is the new thing about the method is like this movement and sound meditation technique to activate and shift energy in inner space and outer space.
Absolutely, yeah. And I love the tuning fork. You know, you tuning you know, the third eye, the crown,
to
the
really
feet,
to really create what I understand, that the system, that our body is just a system, and what we want this body is to be a resonance system.
Yes.
So then it's like, okay, we're gonna align in the first position with is called source position, with the vibration of the earth, and then just to activate a little bit that vibration, I use the tuning fork that is connected with that vibration.
Well, and we're bombarded with so many discordant frequencies. We need that tuning. You know, we need that tune-up, you know, and the same way we have to get our cars tuned up.
Yeah.
You know, we really need to tune up our minds and our bodies.
And I'm glad you said this analogy about the car, because the method is like, it's not just helping me working with women with trauma. The other day was amazing to receive this call. Like, I have to go to court, and I need you to come tomorrow morning before court, because I need to feel grounded. I need my voice to be strong,
absolutely,
enough and resonant to go through the room and to not to be abolished, right?
Oh, sure.
To be in my own truth, and that was such a beautiful
and
call.
For women, that's important, you know, to own your voice.
Exactly.
So many of us have given our voices
so
away.
It's just for the voice, for the woman to be really be in your power, but also you say about the car is also to be in this peak performance of yourself, like to be able to, as we are doing this. As you evolve with the method, you are going to be able to do things that you never imagined that you can do. And your brain is creating these neural pathways to learn those things, so you can start performing at your full potential.
And I can tell you, you really feel the difference in terms of being able to get so much more done, you know, after a short session with you. Talk about peak performance. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited.
Well, and I'm very excited that, you know, you're going to be very close to me, so I can come and take the classes.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, you know, once or twice a week would be really powerful and really amazing. I'd like to be in there with a group and have all that sound and synergy going.
Because it's what you said, when we do it, 5 people, 15 people, 30 people, and we start releasing the voice,
powerful.
like the spring, all that voice is like, wow, it's like you are shifting yourself, but you're shifting the environment.
Exactly.
So that's why it's really like blowing my mind. It's like, if we can practice this, 30 people in a building that is, the energy is strange, and in a room you want to clear, just practice inside of that, and then we will shift the energy.
Yeah.
Because we are really creating a new electromagnetic fields around us, and in the addition creates synergy and bigger. So that's why we can create and renew vibration.
Yeah.
if we start doing these exercises and releasing our voices in that way, we completely have an impact in the energy of that space, and an energy is impacting the electromagnetic fields that we are.
Yeah, and everything is energy, and the whole earth is one big grid of an electromagnetic field. And I think that, for every time period and everything that's happening on the planet, a different teacher comes along, and I think you've come along at just the right time, to share this method with the world, because we're very much in need of that right now.
It's beautiful because and you know what I'm doing now with people, and a lot with women, it's amazing how you get it. It's like these people is so ready for it.
Oh yeah, because
so ready.
Everything is timing and opportunity has to collide, and so you couldn't have taught this 20 years ago. People weren't ready. Now people are just ready. All right, we're closing out the show with Nacho Arimany on his amazing harp. So, Nacho, what would you like to leave the audience with about 432 Hertz music and the importance of sound and vibration as a practice?
Well, the most important thing is to come back to our true nature, to come back to who we really are. So any natural resonance, 432, bring us back to the molecular patterns that the DNA and the cells are made of, the golden ratio. So listen to this kind of music, tuning 432, and also we were talking about today about the Arimany method, how you don't need any instrument, you don't need any music, your body and your voice is the technology to really bring you back into balance, to really bring you back into harmony. So I really encourage all of the people to join me and join this new amazing place in North Hollywood called La Maida, which is a new place for holistic health, where I'm going to do a workshop in October 8th and probably a series of classes there. Also I'm teaching Topanga or one-on-one, but just experience what it feels to be connected with your true voice, what it feels to be in sync with the whole universe as a system, and what it feels to be in that connection, feeling one, and your voice flowing, absolutely flowing naturally without pushing. Even if you are a singer, even if you are a mother, if you are a man, you just want to be yourself, being really grounded and feeling strong and being rejuvenated by the power of your voice and transformed by the power of your own voice and true voice. Just join us in these workshops that is going to come along, and we will post the addresses and the times. And contact me anytime that you want at my website at Parthenia.
NachoArimany.com, and we're going to offer a 10% discount at the workshop and for the individual classes if you mention Divine Love Talk or CRN that you heard about it on the show. And I'm just, I can't recommend the importance of us getting in tuned and in alignment with our bodies, because we're so sedentary. We sit in front of computers all day long. Little kids are sitting in front of their phones, texting or playing games of Pokemon for hours at a time. It's important for parents to get their kids involved in movement. And I highly recommend this Arimany method simply because it's not just dance and sound and movement. It's very healing and holistic, and it's unlike anything else that you could ever experience. And the benefits they're not just subtle, they're very, very profound. So I'm just excited to have had the opportunity of experiencing it myself, and I'm very happy to offer this to all of you to come out and try it yourself. We will be posting this. I want to thank, go ahead and close out with a little music. I want to thank Nacho for coming in studio and playing this incredible instrument and sharing his gifts with the world. We're blessed that he showed up on the planet at this time. I'm your host, Dr. Parthenia Grant, signing off with Divine Love Talk. You can find me at drparthenia.com and at Divine Love Talk on Facebook, and Nacho Arimany at nachoarimany.com. And thank all of you for joining in.